Hi and good afternoon and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, past, present and a very exciting future. And joining me on this brilliant stream, as always, as we are the number one Spurs YouTube channel on YouTube. Well, number two behind Dave and Jack. But there you go. Joining me, of course, is Godfather himself, the man that if you say something wrong to him, you will wake up with a horse's head next to you in the morning. And also, he is the Tom Jones of the bingo world. It's the one and only Mr. Philip Brady. How are you, Mr. Brady, this morning or this afternoon?
You never miss a chance to have a go with me about the bingo, do you?
No.
No, I'm fine. Actually, I'm feeling more positive today about Tottenham than I have done in a long time.
Yeah.
Which is a good feeling to have.
You're feeling, Philip, it's not unusual, aren't you?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Carl Simpson, please come in and help me out here.
Oh, you're going to have a laugh. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat anyway today. We've got Helltail Cockerel. Good afternoon. Busy, happy and chill Spurs people. Yeah, we all are happy. We've got Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Hi all. Big up, Kate. Hope you're doing well. We've got Adrian Sucker. Good afternoon all. Madison in. Winks out. Janka in from Aston Villa. Among his other duties, the 38-year-old who's in charge of outgoings, ingoing players at Villa. Do you want to say a little bit on that?
I'm only after hearing that when I came on earlier there. Jedinak used to play for Villa. He's obviously now moved up to the management side or the coaching side. And to be in charge of outgoing and incoming loan players, I mean, I don't think Villa had as many on loan as we have at the minute.
No.
I mean, it'd be like counting sheep bringing our boys back from loan. And hopefully get in one door and out the other with a few of them, with a good few of them. So, yeah, good move to bring someone in. Yeah.
Yeah, can we send them to Jeremy Clarkson's farm? Do you know he likes sheep?
Oh, yeah, I know we've enough sheep around the team. He's busy enough at the Spurs stadium getting rid of the sheep before he moves on to Jeremy Clarkson. You know,
well, we bring Jeremy Clarkson and his farming gang down. See, can we take the sheep away from Spurs? So big up, Adrian. Yeah. We've got Chaz Fusion morning all progress on many fronts. Wait to see if it continues. We'll have to wait and see. We've got Hot God 10. Good afternoon, everyone. So there's quite a good chance Kane will stay. No. I don't think he is going to stay, and I will give you the updated on the Kane front soon, Hot God 10. Afternoon, everyone. Madison's signing is undoubtedly with money from the Kane sale nailed on. Do you know what? Philip, I agree with that. Do you?
I don't know. I think Madison was probably in the pipeline before the Bayern Munich thing came along. So I would say, okay, maybe the money will be used for it, but I don't think it was specifically ring fenced from Harry Kane money. I think we would have bought him anyway, you know, or in process of buying him. But like everything else with Tottenham, it'll come out in the wash eventually. Harry Kane's situation now is very, it's on a knife edge, really, I would say, to be honest.
It is. We've got View on Spurs. We've got James Madison. Sounds like Batman. Batman. Wilton McDonald, good afternoon, all. Here we go. I'm here from the start. Issues without tie difference. Fair enough. Never float your boat. View on Spurs. Next up, I think, will be Van Hen. Look, we've got the latest on him as well.
Van
Halen. We've got FTS and Column. Afternoon, all. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Colin.
Yeah, well, come on. Do what Column says and do ahoy beer. There you go. We've got where are we now? We've got View on Spurs. Kane's going nowhere. Well, you can't say that. We've got the latest on that in a minute. We've got Mia. Big up Mia from Spurs being the light. She goes, oi, oi. Just Kate says, Philip, what's new, pussycat?
Don't you start, Kate. She's bad enough having Dermot doing it. You know, I have to work out retaliation to this. It might just take me a minute or two, but I'll get there.
And she says, hey, Mia, we've got Mia. Got to appreciate the cockerel cock. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gotcha. Good girl, Mia. That's the way. Don't you've fallen into it again.
Hi, Philip and fellow Spurs lovers. Big up,
Hi,
Jim.
Jim.
We've got Flat Cat Pete. Looking forward to the new season. Didn't follow much last season due to the loss of someone close, but you guys and others have helped me. I thank you for the bottom of my heart. Big up in anger. In Ange, we
And
trust.
we
Well, look,
trust. Fair
Flat
dues,
Pat
Pete.
Pete,
Well
glad we
done.
helped in our little way, and it's
Yeah.
great to have you back. And we hope to see you more as the season goes on. Don't forget, pre-season starts soon. The first pre-season game is on the 6th. When's the first game against West Ham?
17th, I
It's
think,
on
something
the
around that.
18th of July, and
18th,
that's
yeah,
actually
18th of July. Yeah.
it's 11 o'clock a.m. kickoff our time, so 6 p.m. kickoff in Australia, Philip. So
Yeah,
that will
imagine
be our
going
first.
the whole way over to Perth to play West Ham.
I
They
know.
ought to pick somebody more exotic to play, like Outer Mongolia United or something, instead of playing bloody West Ham.
Out of Mongolia United. But anyway, at least we can do the watch along at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, that's true.
How
That's
many
true.
times do people have to be told? Yeah, exactly.
Depends.
View on
Yeah.
Spurs. How are you? Me is saying agree with Philip. Position on the money spent. Possible departure, not the impetus
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
That's true. Madison signing adds to Kane. Adam is under Kane possible transfer dilemma. Hi guys, see Juventus want Romero. Don't tell Mia.
What they're going to
Don't
use? What
tell.
they're going to use to buy him?
Yeah. We've got Hot God
What's
10 here.
tokens?
According to Redknapp, there's not a chance he's leaving. He wants to stay. Their house is currently being built and his family is settled.
That's always
We're hoping
another
you're
angle
right,
on it, but
he's got to come out and say one way or the other or sign a new contract. He's got a year left in his contract. We have to see what happens. We've got Ange, not so Spursy. We've got Jirula, big up Jirula this afternoon, guys. Matthew, Van der Ven, and Tupsoba next. Yep, that's what we're hearing.
That'd be great.
Have you seen the so-called experts putting Madison down already? If he went to Newcastle, they would be saying what a great buy.
Yeah, well, I think the absolute words there, Jim, are so-called experts. You get players that might have played twice in the Premiership in 1997 coming along making out they're experts on Tottenham. Those guys give me a pain in that. Won't say what, but I mean, yeah, if he'd gone to Newcastle, he'd be fantastic buy. He's come to Tottenham now, and he's probably worst move he could have made. The fact that his girlfriend wants to come live in London, not up north in Brown Ale country, is I think it's a great thing for him that the girlfriend wasn't on the scene to maybe influence his decision a bit, so Spurs can only benefit from that. And I think it's an absolutely brilliant signing. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I will get my more on that. I've just got some breaking news on the Harry Kane bit. I'm just actually getting that. Could you read the next comment for me, Philip?
Yeah, you have to bring it up. I don't know. I'm not following here on the screen. Just bring it up there, and I'll read it.
So that's right. We've got Jazz Fusion here.
Oh,
yeah. Ari is my favorite, but I wouldn't rely on anything he says. That's true. Kate says, "Sorry, Philip.
Oh no! Oh,
I love it. You want Spurs speaking to Mia? We'll get Mia. That's what you get. That's what you get for being mean to poor Philip. All right, fair enough.
No, I think poor is the word. I think is she referring to what's new pussycat there?
Philip.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
Already. Bremer, Texit Hotshot, big up. Hi guys, big up Texit Hotshot. We've got Wheelton McDonald. I'm saddened to see supporters clutching at straws regarding Kane. If he was going to stay, he would have at least signed a year's contract and make it known things don't improve. He would then be off. That's true.
Yeah. I think that's the worst thing of this whole Kane scenario is Harry's lack of clarity. All he has to do is go out and say what he wants to do, and people will accept it. I think
Colin Turner, looking good, gentlemen. If we can get two quality centre backs, great. Good afternoon to you both. Big up to you.
Yeah.
We've got Darrow's coming in. You have to be happy with the transfer so far. Two massive problems, areas addressed.
Yeah.
And then Matthew saying, Rice for 105 million. Arsenal is so bad. We are going to get onto that actually.
Oh, that do you know something? West Ham have seen Arsenal coming there. They really have. They've sucked. They've played them. Absolutely played them.
We've got view on Spurs. We've got Ange. So Spursy, yeah, sources are saying Ange wants 3 new centre-backs in Tabsoba, Van der Ven and Chirino centre-back captain as well. Jazz
Do you know
Fusion
something? Just to refer that to Dermot, if that is the case, if he's looking for 3 centre-backs, maybe that Juventus thing isn't so much pie in the sky. Maybe it's a possibility that Romero might be on the move. I don't want him to go, but you never know what's going to happen here.
Jarula said Harry Redknapp said that Kane's not going anywhere. He's staying at Spurs. He's building you. I wouldn't believe half what Harry Redknapp says, to be fair. We've got Jim saying, if we had a choice, Rice, Mount or Maddison, I would pick Maddison all day. I think he's a great player and we've had a bargain and Ange will make him better. And that is so true. Yeah. Philip, can I just leave you 2 minutes? I just need to close up.
I'll work away.
And then we've got view on Spurs.
From, I'll read them out, sure. You can go.
Yeah.
You go ahead and
do it. Okay, just give us 2 minutes.
View on Spurs. Matthew was saying we should get a striker. And view on Spurs, we should get a good fee for Romero. Yeah, I mean, I think most of us realize that the only problem with Romero is possibly his lack of discipline at times. He's inclined to fly into things that maybe he shouldn't, and he's been yellow carded, he's been sent off, and he could cost us badly from doing that. I've no doubt he's a great player, but there's just that little niggle that he might cost us points if he doesn't calm down a little bit, And I think that's up to you now, calm him down. Dara is saying we are after Bremer, so a swap deal with QT, you never know. You see, this is it. This is with a new manager coming in, you do not know what players he fancies and which ones doesn't. And maybe Ange's had a look at Romero and says, no, while he's a good player, I've got a player in my mind that could do a better job, and that could well be, So watch how that one plays out,
Yeah. And, we've got Kate is saying no, Romero's not going anywhere.
Another member of the fan club. Member of the fan club. Kate, have you got a basement?
Yeah. And then we've got Jazz Fusion saying, what a kind Matthew. Ange plays with a false 9. And then basically, Ange says, also another source saying Ange wants a winger out of Barnes or Jota from Celtic. Watch this space. I know that. Yeah. Mia saying, I want what's best for the team, and if Ronaldo goes, so be it.
Oh, that's very, very, very big of you, Mia. Very big of you.
I think Romero and Mia are having a bit of problems at the moment.
Mia will be walking around with black armbands on for a few weeks now, when that happens,
Biggest problem with Romero is his lack of desire to be at this club.
Oh, well, he does seem to play better for Argentina,
Yeah.
But anyway, he signed up for us. He knew what he was getting into.
But he's been injured for us, and suddenly he's fit enough to play for his national team.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a sore point, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to see there. We've got Terry White. Good afternoon, Terry. Good afternoon. And just the girl who loves Spurs says no, but
you were quick off the mark there, Kate. I'll tell you.
I love him. And
his nickname is Venom.
Yeah.
It's Venom Vicario.
So anyway, Philip, Mia, could you put in your week's question into the chat, please, so we can bring it up? Because we do have the shirt to give away, Philip. You did the first week's question. I did the second week's question. Mia is doing the third week. So if Mia can put that question into the chat, I would be very grateful. So let me copy that. Let me hit that. Where am I going? Where's Newspeak? There we go. So we've got there. Put that there. Right, Philip. We have an Emerson signed shirt. And the question is, if Mia can put it in for us, if she's watching, I think the question was, what was the song that Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle sang in 1987 on Top of the Pops? That's it there.
Is that the song that they
the 1980s? What was the name of the song? Now, Philip, how did he enter the super chat, and where is all this super chat money going?
Right, to enter that competition, you come along with the right answer, and also it doesn't have to be the right answer. The funniest answer we'll do as well. €2, £2, $2 super chat, whatever your currency is. Put it in the super chat. Your name goes into the draw. The draw will take place about 2 weeks from now. I think slightly under 2 weeks from now. And the money is going in the main to the Irish Cancer Society, and it'll all be done online, showing that everything is transparent. And we may, depending on how much is raised, we may split that and give it some to another charity as well, which we'll decide upon later. But as regarding that song by Hoddle and Waddle, the two boys should have been charged with offences against your ear. I mean, it was the most brutal song I've ever heard in my life. God help me.
Do you know, we were watching Top of the Pops the other night, me and Derval, and it actually came up, and I actually hid for the full 3 minutes.
You switched off, did you?
I hid behind the sofa, honest to God. But mind you, they did play then the next, because they do back-to-back Top of the Pops and BBC 4. And on the very next one, they played the 1987 FA Cup final song, which hasn't Dave, which I thought was a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got
I'm taking a note of the right answers there, so Hod God.
Yeah. So we've got Colin Turner and Hod God as well. I tell you what,
you have to have a super chat in, lads, to go. You have to have a super chat in to go into the competition.
I tell you what we do, Philip, because they were first in, we'll let them in. We'll let them in the song.
Fair enough. That's all right.
But anyone else from now on has to be a €2 super chat to enter the competition. Now, Mr. Brady, the Daily Kane news. And this is the latest we have. Let me take that off there. The latest we have is that there is a new bid being prepared by Bayern Munich for Kane. Initially, money closer to the 100 million, but still off their asking price. And then about an hour later, I got this bit of news in. The general feeling is if a club comes in with offers of 90 million upfront plus add-ons, taking the deal to 100 million pounds, not euros, pounds, Daniel will accept the offer. Bayern are aware of the asking price. PSG are waiting in the wings to see what happens with Mbappe. And also, top that off, Philip, this is the very, very latest news on it. FC Bayern Munich want to go all out to sign Harry Kane. The Englishman has made it clear he wants to play for FC Bayern Munich when he leaves Tottenham this summer. Everything is agreed with the player. Bayern to continue pursuing Kane and trying to work a deal for the English striker. So that is the very latest Harry Kane situation.
And then you've Daniel Levy saying any bid will be rejected. So, I don't know where we are on this. It's more confusing by the day. Okay, I get the feeling I think the bid is going to have to be 100 million sterling, not 100 million euros.
No, it is 100 million pound.
Yeah, which is equivalent to about 115 million euros, right? Remember, the Germans are working in euros. So that's 115, which is a hell of a price. Very, very hard to refuse. And in fact, if you bear in mind, if we do refuse it, and we're sitting here in 9 months' time or 10 months' time, seeing Harry Kane walk away in a free transfer to Manchester United or Liverpool or wherever, we're going to look very foolish. So much as all I hate to say it, and it goes against my normal feelings for Harry Kane. I said, Harry, thanks very much, and I wish you good luck in Bayern. And as long as we spend the money to buy your replacement and others well, but I don't think we can keep him if that offer comes in. I really don't.
No, are you surprised he's going to Germany, where he could have had?
No, well, I mean, he's limited to where he can go. I mean, okay, he go to Spain, fair enough, right? He could go to Italy at a pinch. But the Bundesliga is a good league. Okay, I know Bayern Munich are pretty regular, but then again, they only won the league this season with 5 minutes on the end of the normal season. So the Dortmund, it's a bit like Celtic and Rangers, really. It's normally Dortmund and Bayern Munich going head for head. But I think the fans will love him over there. They really will. And he'll do well there. He'll score lots of goals. Yeah. He'll score more goals in Germany than he won the Premiership.
Yeah. Dara, I understand your point. You keep coming in with points saying that Bayern won't spend the money. Bayern won't do this. Bayern won't do that. We all know the Germans are not the biggest spenders in the world. But if they need a striker, which they desperately do, and I think they will. I think he will go to Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will actually pay the money. Real Madrid and Barcelona are skint. They're being, aren't they, Philip? They're being sort of.
Oh yeah, they are. They are. They're living on handouts. They're living on handouts and selling the TV rights for years in advance. And PSG is not a good fit for Harry Kane.
No.
If Harry Kane wants one reason not to go to PSG, ring Pochettino. He'll tell him why not to go to PSG. It's an ego-driven hellhole, and he doesn't want to go there. Bayern Munich is a much bigger fit. Even for a city, Munich is an absolutely beautiful city to go and live in. And I can guarantee I was there 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think he should go for it.
Terry White says, I'm so tired of the Kane speculation. It's so exhausting. Almost zero chance he leaves for Bayern. Bayern will never meet Levy's evaluation, and this is on the same road as Dara here, saying I'd be a lot more worried about PSG than Bayern. Well,
we'll see. We're not going to solve it. But of the two clubs, Bayern Munich is a much better fit for him.
The thing I will say, if Kane goes for 100 million, that could possibly be by a second 11 of good players. Yeah, absolutely true.
do what we did with the Bale money. Remember, we bought 7 players with the Bale money, and about 5 of them did hardly play football at all.
Yeah, but Philip, out of that Bale money, how many of them players were decent?
Only about 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like a child going into a sweet shop with a fiver and grabbing everything, the first thing he's seen, and going to the checkout. We didn't research them. We didn't go through their history, and a few of them now just did not come up to scratch at all. It wouldn't happen now because things have got a lot more professional.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of news here now. It's not 100% confirmed. You can say it's 50-50, but I'm waiting to get it confirmed. Apparently, Philip, that Mbappe to Madrid is close. Now, the rumor was that Madrid offered 250 million for Mbappe.
Yeah.
Now, apparently that was turned down. That was said it's not true. The news is not true. But what I'm hearing, and this is not, we're waiting for confirmation on this, that apparently Mbappe is close to going to Real Madrid. PSG will use the money they get for him to go in for Kane.
God. Right. Okay.
Now that is
if that's the case, then the price to PSG is 150 million because they're going to afford it.
Yeah. Darren says even Ferguson for a replacement probably cost 60 million.
Not yet. He's too young. Not yet.
Yeah.
He's too young. He's had a couple of good games for Brighton. Played pretty well. I wouldn't pay 60 million for an 18-year-old. It's too much of a gamble. Good player, but come back in a couple of years' time.
Levy windfall incoming. Yeah, I agree with that. Ellie's saying big up. Ellie says Germany's economy is healthier than England's. Bump up the pounds, Brian. Harry's worth at least 100 million. We've got Matthew as a Tottenham fan who has a soft corner for Real Madrid. I would love to see Kane play in Madrid.
Yeah, don't think it's going to happen, Matthew. I don't think so.
And we've got Colin Spurs and Kane. Should this nonsense to bed once? Yeah,
absolutely, Colin. We're so sick of this. One statement: Spurs fans, I'm leaving. Spurs fans, I'm staying. Then we know. That's all we want.
Well, Kay, I have to disagree with you. He wants to go to Madrid. That's the club. That's the only club he would leave PSG for. Mbappe is Real Madrid, and Real Madrid want him as well.
But he's a nightmare. He's a nightmare.
We all know that, Philip. But it's not our nightmare.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying, any club that takes him on, they need to know what they're getting. I know he's a great footballer, but he's an absolute ego-driven nightmare.
Yeah, but even in the World Cup final, Philip, he dragged France back from the dead a few times.
I'm not doubting his skill as a footballer. And if it was just that, he'd be an all right, great human being. But he's just an asshole.
Yeah,
behind it all.
Yeah. Madrid are not skint. They're funded by the Roy family, and by the Spanish banks as well over there. Terry White, if Kane goes, I would see Sonny move to the middle. Richie and the club going out and getting a class winger. Playing Sonny in the middle could also prolong his career. What do you reckon, Philip?
Then again, you've got Maddison and Sonny maybe getting into the one space there. Then
Well, no, you play Sonny as a striker. As an
but Sonny isn't trying to drop deep. He's trying to drop a wee bit. Maybe that. Anyway, we really don't know what formation Ange is going to do. The next couple of weeks when the training starts up again is going to be interesting.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Kate, we'll have to wait and see. Jim saying, can you and Mbappe and Kane together? We'll have to see. Hog got 10. Once we get centre backs, we still need players to cover the first 11, and we still need a number 6. Amrabat would be an awesome signing. Yeah, he really would. And we've got Column saying Liverpool want Mapai as well.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. I don't think. I mean, Liverpool paying 250 million for him. I don't think so.
He is a nightmare. Dara said he will fit in at Madrid.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he will. Liverpool won't pay that sort of money, Column. I don't think they will.
I don't think Liverpool will have that sort of money.
No,
ain't spending it.
Well, look. Well, that's the latest on Harry Kane, Philip. Now, the Daily Spurs news. Let's start with that. Now,
this I thought the Daily Kane was a new newspaper. I thought that was a brand new newspaper that come out.
Yeah, it is. It's called the Daily Kane News. Yeah,
Daily Kane.
I'll have to put it. I'll have to put it to bed once he moves to where he goes to. Anyway, Daily Spurs news. This is the latest on the transfer market for Tottenham. Van de Ven is next on the Spurs list to bring in talks ongoing. This one will happen soon, as well as what I'm hearing. Yeah. Philip, would you be happy to see him through the door?
Yeah, I know it was his breakthrough season with Leipzig last season, but he's a good player. And I think I can see what they've been cute here. They're also looking at Tapsoba, but Tapsoba will be a lot more expensive. So I think, and they probably have equal standard. So yeah, it'd be a very, very good buy for Spurs if we can get them. And things do seem to be moving in that direction. So.
And then we understand Tottenham are not advancing on Clement Longley deal with Barca yet. It's not a priority now. Now, we did say yesterday, Philip, when I broke the news, and I will read what I read out yesterday, is that where did I put it? Tottenham are reportedly set to sign Clement Longley in a permanent transfer from Barca, according to the Spanish outlet Sport. Now, I did say yesterday that this could not be true. This could be just put out there. But it's 8.6 that we could get him for, which is a bargain, really, in one sense, Philip. But if we go and get the other players, go and get Van de Ven and Tapsoba, do we really need Longley as well? Now, I don't think we do.
No. Do you know what's going to happen here? And this is the way I'm looking at this. They're not committing to Longley yet, right? But should we not get Tapsoba or Van de Ven, then they'll go back in for him at the end of the transfer window. He's a kind of an understudy waiting to come in if the other guys don't arrive. And I think that's what they're doing. Rather than buying him now and he'd be surplus to requirements, they'll only buy him if we need him. So that's what's going to happen there.
Yeah. And then, so that is the end of the Spurs news. I want to say we've got to welcome our new signing, Philip. There he is. Venom, our new goalkeeper. Are you happy to see him through the door?
I am, and I'll tell you one thing, I'm impressed with the young lad. He gave an interview in English. He can speak English as well, which is... And apparently that's why one of the reasons Postecoglou signed him. He's supposed to have had a video call with him last week, telling him that you started at the bottom and worked your way up, and he appreciated that. And also he was very impressed that he did the interview in English, which, for a guy living in Italy and whatever, is not easy done. So I'm delighted with him, and having watched his performances and his I'll tell you one thing, it's like Pat Jennings revisited the way he uses his feet.
Yeah,
it's great to see it.
It is. And here he is. Here's our latest signing, Philip.
Yes.
James Maddison in a Spurs shirt. Welcome to Spurs. I mean, what a signing. And to be fair, Philip, it's probably one of our best signings for a few. Would you say this is our biggest? Could this be our biggest signing? Dave put it in the Irish Hotspur chat last night. He asked the question, is it the biggest signing since Van der Vaart came to Spurs?
It possibly could be. Okay, we can leave. Maybe Sonny might dispute that, and maybe Alderweireld and Toby and Jan Vertonghen. They were great signings. But this, I think, when you look at what the idiots down the road are paying for Declan Rice, who is nowhere near as skillful as Maddison, they're paying 105 million for him because West Ham have seen them coming and actually played them. And here we are getting Maddison for 40 million up front, maybe 60 million in total. I think. I know, listen, Daniel Levy is the most maligned chairman in the Premiership, right? But what we've seen over the past few days, he's either had the road to Damascus moment where he's been seeing the light and he's doing things the way it should be done, or else somebody else is pushing the buttons here. But this is the way I want to see Spurs do the transfer market. We've got a goalkeeper in.
Yeah. Do you think he's had
a goalkeeper? No, well, he's had a Scrooge moment, but I'll tell you one thing: he's found the key to the checkbook. That's for sure. We now have three. Basically, we've the goalkeeper in, we've Maddison in, right? We've got Kulu sorted out as well. So we've three transfers in, done 2 weeks into the transfer window, with 2.25 months to go. And looks like we're going to have a centre back in soon. So we've addressed the goalkeeping front. We've addressed the midfield. So now, once we get maybe two centre backs in, I think that is going to class as an absolutely fantastic transfer window for Spurs, as long as we can get rid of some of the deadwood. And the fact that Leicester are prepared to pay 10 million for Harry Winks, snigger. That's a great move for Tottenham to get rid of him for that sort of money.
Oh dear. Well, I got news is coming into me all the time here, Philip. But look, how would you rate this window? I mean, I put it in the chat. I've put it into a poll. Said, are you happy with the summer transfer window so far? 86% say yes. 14% say no. So, are you happy? Out of 10, what would you give this window?
At the moment, I give it an 8, and I think that's going to rise. I think that we're not finished yet. No. Okay, you've got to temper it. It's not only the incoming players you've got to score it on; it's the outgoing. It's okay buying the players we want, but you don't want disaffected players hanging around like a bad smell in a phone box. You want them gone, and that it'd be scored on that. But at the moment, I'm very, very confident that whoever is dealing with the transfers at the minute is on the button and knows exactly what they're doing. Yeah,
and look, I'm over the mill. I give an 8 as well, to be honest with you, Philip. As I catch up with the chat, Ellie's saying long legs, not bad as some fans painted. He's definitely not the French Dyer he's been touted. Look, that's about long leg. Look, for me, I'll give the window 7.5. Philip, it's been good so far, but we've got to continue.
But how many other summer transfer windows have you seen? What are we now? The 28th of June.
Yeah,
28th of June, and we've got transfer business done. We don't normally do our business till the middle of August.
Yeah,
no, I know that's doesn't happen every year, but and then we had the 3 transfer windows and we bought nobody. So this is good. This is good. This is a change of routine for Tottenham to get the business done early, and long may it continue.
Kate's saying Arsenal expect Declan Rice deal to be 100% agreed today or tomorrow. The club is working getting it sealed within 24 to 48 hours. I swear to God, I swear to God, West Ham saw Arsenal coming.
Do you know something? He's a traitor, Declan. We'll never forgive Declan Rice from an Irish point of view. The way he left us and went to play for England, that's unforgivable.
And Jack
and the fact that Arsenal have been screwed on the transfer window price makes it a double whammy.
Yeah. We've got Daniel Field saying Van de Ven is a verbal agreement. Ange has ordered the dumpster to N17 for the deadwood. He's not pissing about. And I tell you one thing, he starts in a few days, Philip, but he's already got his.
He's been there for the last 2 weeks. He's been there for the last 2 weeks. Officially, he starts on Friday or Saturday. Saturday.
Ellie said she wouldn't pay 10p for Winks.
I know. 10 million for Winks is brilliant money.
Kate's saying the big one is the Kane business. It can't be a night until that is sorted. And Jazz Fusion also put in here, which I do actually agree with them, to be fair. How can you rate it until it's over? And he is true in what he's saying. For this.
Yeah, but you've got to give a progress score. It could go up or down depending how we get on. But listen, this time last season we were probably sitting at a big fat 0.
Yeah, we were.
So
we really were, Philip. Well, look, Philip. Look, we've have Spurs finally learned to do transfer business early, and what do you think has made them do it early? Is it Postecoglou? Is it the Harry Kane? Is it the Harry Kane situation? Why are Spurs suddenly out of nowhere buying players early as we've ever bought them before?
I would say, and this is flippant, I would say that the first day Postecoglou landed at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, he pinned Daniel Levy up against the wall. He said, "You do what I want, Colbert, or I'm off." And Daniel Levy knows it's his last chance saloon. He cannot get it wrong again. He cannot get it wrong. And I think he's going in the right direction. And Ange Postecoglou is the man to push him that way, and not let him away with it. Not let him forget what he told him he'd be doing for the transfer window. So it's definitely Ange Postecoglou is a catalyst here. Conte last season didn't really give a shit, to be honest. I always get the feeling now that Conte thought managing us, he was doing us a favour, and that proved to be the way he went out in March there. So I think Ange Postecoglou he's trying to do at Tottenham what he did at Celtic 2 years ago. He's bringing in quality players at a reasonable price, and not overspending not paying 2 or 3 times the odds like Arsenal are doing for Declan Rice. There's not a hope that guy's worth 105 million. Nowhere near it.
If you send your link to Mia, send your link to Mia, Kate, and just we'll put it in the chat at the end, if that's all right, and we'll do that at the end as well, and we'll give Mia a plug at the end as well. Mia can send me her link as well, and at the end when we're plugging channels, we'll plug yours at the end as well, Mia. So we hope that's okay for you. I wanted to bring up another comment you put in, and Kate, I agree with everything you say, but I don't agree with this. I really do not agree with this. She says, someone said, rather lose Kane on the free. Personally, the money isn't going into my account, nor yours. It's certainly not going to get spent properly, nor can he be replaced. So let's enjoy him for one last year. I can't agree with that. We're walking down the road of doing what happened in the early 2000s with who should not be named. Different situation, I know. But he still went for no money. He still walked out on us for free. And we cannot have that again. And Philip, I mean, do you disagree with me? Do you agree with Kate? Do you agree with what the person says? Or do you think I'm talking absolute out of my hat?
No. I think rather than saying the money isn't going to my account or yours, of course it's not. I mean, the money's going into the club, and it's up to the club to spend it correctly, which I think maybe up to now we would have queried whether that was actually going to be the case. But now it actually looks like the money is going back into the players that we need. So I'm reluctantly saying I think it is time to cash in on Harry Kane. Because as I said earlier, to watch him walk away in a free next June will be absolutely heartbreaking, with no control over where he goes.
And can I just point out, it wasn't Kate's thoughts; it was someone put that on Twitter.
Oh, I know that. I know that. Yeah.
We know that, Kate. We did know that.
And
Mia's put it into chat, but there's Kate's link. So everyone, please go there, like and subscribe to Kate's channel. I've got a bit of breaking news here, Philip. Where is it now? I'm getting news all the time today. It's been a busy day for me. But anyway, as it stands, Spurs have rejected the offer to sign Manchester United and England centre-back Harry Maguire. They want to focus on getting the number 1 targets in, and Maguire isn't seen as a priority. Are you happy with that, Philip? And I'm sure that
be happy with that. I said earlier, I don't dismiss Harry Maguire as a player the way most people do. I think he's a decent player. But the fact is, United were looking for 40 million for him. For that money, we can buy near enough by Van der Ven and Tapsoba. Pretty much, maybe an extra 5 million on top of it. So, and they're young players, up and coming players, not players that have got baggage and got history, and will probably get jeered and barracked. The first mistake he made, we'd be on his back like we've been on the Sanchez and Dyer. And so I think better off players that the 2 boys coming in. And I'll tell you, Harry Maguire will find it difficult to get a new club, unfortunately. He really will.
He will. And it was part of Angie's plans that on taking the job, that he gives the names to Levy and then he gets the players for Ange.
There you go. What more can you ask for? Here's my shopping list.
Is this the first time we've had a manager? And that thing on TalkSport the other day when Martin O'Neill called Conte lazy.
Yeah.
Do you agree with what Martin O'Neill said about Conte being lazy? Do you think he was being lazy? And what he said by lazy, he means by calling out the players after the Southampton game or having this out. Was he being lazy in that sense of he wasn't prepared to put the work in and fix the problem? He was quite easily to It was everybody else's fault, bar my own.
Yeah. See, the problem with Conte, and we all thought Conte was the Lord that's coming is going to save us, and it didn't work out. And one of Conte's biggest problems is in what's what I'm looking for, his absolute faith in his own system that was completely unchangeable. It was rigid. He wouldn't change it. Even the dogs on the street could see it needed to be changed. He didn't do it. So from that point of view, he was lazy and not exploring a second avenue of playing the game. And to come out and attack the players, okay, listen, we all had to go with the players after Southampton. And they fucking well deserved it. But the manager does not do that. You don't wash your dirty linen in public.
No.
You do it in the dressing room and keep it there. He broke the cardinal rule there. And that was the day he lost the players. That's when he called them out. And there was no going back.
Do you know, look, for me, Philip, I think, look, we got in here. I don't know where it was said, but somebody said it here. I don't know if he was lazy. I just don't think he gave a shit. And I think I more agree with that sort of attitude than he was. He wasn't lazy. I think he didn't care. He was there for the money.
The two can be can be linked. You can be lazy and not give a shit. Because being lazy means you're not doing things that you maybe should be doing for the money you're getting paid for. Right? And the second thing is I always felt his heart was never fully at the club. I mean, look at his press conferences. You were trying to decipher what he was saying. He was speaking in riddles. And they were so open to interpretation. You could take 2 or 3 versions of the same, what he was meaning, and none of you would be wrong. Because it's just the way he did things. I want a straight talking manager. The Postecoglou will come out and say it as it is, so we can all understand where he's going. And unfortunately, Conte was not that guy. And it's a pity. It's a shame that he won everything at every club he went to except Spurs. But then again, with history of doing that, with history of that, Mourinho was the same.
Yeah, but were Mourinho and Conte, how can I put this? Were they too big for the club, if you know what I mean? Were their egos bigger? Were their egos bigger than were their egos bigger than the clubs, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, both of them, I think, thought they were doing Spurs a favour by going with the manager, which is a bad start for any manager, really,
Yeah.
And they saw then that they probably thought they could go in there and just work their miracles. And when they saw, now again, they weren't totally at fault for the type of players we had at the club, some of which should have been moved on long ago. But then again, they should be good enough managers with a good enough record to improve those players and get us up to the level they hope to get at. It didn't work out. They're gone now. This is the guy that's going to do it for us, I hope. It's Postecoglou.
And we've got a super sticker here from Angela Lorenzo.
Oh, that's Ellie. That's Ellie.
And it's just hearts. Couple of hearts.
All right.
That's what you did. Bless you, Ellie. Big up, Ellie. And Jazz Fusion says, indeed, Dermot, we've got Tottenham forever. Ryan, afternoon, Dermot and Phil. Do you think we've had a good start to the window? If so, why? Yeah, we have had a good start to the window. You compare it to other windows. You compare it to the windows we had last year, or the windows where we didn't buy anyone. We've had a fantastic. I think out of the top 6, I think we've had a better start to the window than most of them. Yeah, Man United haven't bought anyone yet because Man United are in the throes of being taken over, so they're not spending any money. Arsenal have just bought a Ireland reject, to be fair, and I think West Ham have just took them down the road and spanked their ass and sent them home crying. Yeah. Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea have bought anyone yet, have they? Or have they just run out of money?
They have, yeah. They bought some guy from Italy, 65 million or something. I forget what they call him now. Actually, I'm just laughing. The way Manchester City were matching Arsenal, all Manchester City have done here is increase West Ham's bank balance by matching all the bids for Arsenal and then pulling out at the end. It's like playing poker and throwing in your hand, knowing well the other guy has got a crap hand,
Yeah. We've got Jazz Fusion, two key positions in, 1 failure out. Yeah. Greg Sealand says, he says that I think 67 million is generous. If he was still Irish, he'd be 40 million.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, because he wouldn't have, the profile of playing for England. Yeah. He's still a traitor, though. He's still a traitor.
Yeah. Oh, he always will be a traitor. We've got
Jack Grealish.
We've got Com Alexander said, let's leave Arsenal matter here, bro.
Yeah, but we're only having a laugh at them, really. So we're not really
Yeah.
discussing them seriously. We're
No,
saying
no,
how
we
much money they spent over the top than they should have needed to.
Yeah. Well, I haven't, DJ Green, haven't checked the news today yet. Well, totally agree. Jim says, I agree. I still think it'd be 50 million. It's 40 million from what I'm hearing. And that
plus
is
add-ons.
plus add-ons. And now,
Yeah.
Barnes or Jota? Which one would you go for, Philip?
Barnes would be a good one. The fact that himself and Maddison know each other so well, it would be kind of a walk-in thing. The two guys wouldn't need to be introduced to each other. Jota is a good player, very good player, but purely on the fact that they've played together before, know each other's form, I'd go for Barnes.
Yeah. I'd go for Jota. I think Jota is a far better player. He knows Postecoglou's style. He knows his system. I think he'd be a great addition to Tottenham. Jota would. Look, I understand. I like Barnes as well. Don't get me wrong. I do like Barnes as well.
It's a toss-up. Really.
It is a toss-up. And we've got a few people in here. Jazz Fusion saying Jota. Mia saying Jota. And Mia said, knows Ange's system is true. Mia did try catching your stream, but couldn't find it. That's probably talking about Mia's stream from earlier. So, look, that is the latest, Philip. It's been a busy old day, really, hasn't it? Really, on Spurs. And Colin's saying, I could be looking for a new club to support next season, depending on what happens with the sale or non-sale.
Yeah, I mean, that's dragging on so long. It's unreal why they can't make a decision on that, really. What is the problem?
Yeah.
I mean, you're hampering your team's ability to buy players in the summer. And it just has no logical reason why they can't make a decision on who. The bids are there. Just say, yes, I'm taking that one, or no, I'm not taking that one, and get on with it.
Yeah. Who do you think will win that bid, Philip?
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, they keep saying the Qataris have it. And but maybe that's their own PR people putting that out there,
Maybe.
Hard to know. Really hard to know.
Now, compared to Rice, Philip, have Spurs got a real bargain with James Maddison here? I think they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's a homegrown player, which is always a big advantage, when it comes to the numbers. I know Europe isn't an issue this season, but it will be. I think we've done very well. I was at the Leicester game last season when we beat them 6-2. But I'll tell you, for the first 20 minutes, half an hour of that game, he was the most eye-catching player on the pitch. He was like the conductor of the orchestra. Now I know Leicester weren't a great team, and we eventually buried them. But when he scored a lovely goal, and his passing ability, his passing range is very, very good, very good.
Yeah,
it's something we've missed since Christian Eriksen left. So I think he'll be an absolute success at Tottenham. I think he will.
Yeah, I think he will. We've got Ellie saying Jota is a revelation, so skillful. And if we get Kyoto too, the van and the trap, brilliant. I mean, imagine getting them four plays in, Philip. And the
Kyoto. The Celtic fans will be marching down from Scotland with the torches to burn the stadium down. If we take all their good players off them after taking their manager as well, But that Kyoto guy is good. Now my only worry about him is he's not that big he's slight in build. Whether he'd be big enough for the Premiership, but good player, excellent player.
Mears and Ellie, Rice and Maddison are different players, to be honest. Yeah, but you look for me. You got Declan Rice go for 105 million. And you've got Maddison, who's actually technically a better player. And we've got him for 40 million. In the door, shirt on. We've done better. And I think getting no Europe probably has had an inkling of why we're doing this transfer window as we're doing it this year.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And he's saying Kyogo. I meant. Now, Philip, pre-season. Now, Tottenham today have announced a new pre-season game. It's on the 6th of August at 2 p.m. at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur will face Shakhtar Donetsk in a match dedicated to the people of Ukraine.
Well, fair dues, and I hope the proceeds are going to some Ukrainian charity as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a really good touch.
That's a really good touch. It really is, you know. And I'm sure the stadium that they should blue it out deck it out in blue and blue and yellow, you know, to give the Ukrainians. You remember we went to the match in Dublin when they played Ukraine. Ireland played Ukraine, and they had the whole end the Ukrainian fans decked out in the flags. It was very impressive.
It was a good. We were at that game, weren't we? It was very. It wasn't like a game. I think we were all willing Ukraine to do well, and it was at the time where the war had just started.
Yeah. I think half the were really hoping Ukraine to win that match. I think, you know.
Yeah, they actually did in the end,
which they did anyway. But anyway, it's beside the point.
It's we're all hoping that Ukraine win the war too. But there you go. More on that on Friday, where we will.
What date was that game again, Dermot? What date was that on?
I'll find out for you, Philip. I'll let you know.
Yeah, it was up on the screen. I just forgot to look at the date.
The Tottenham game. I'll bring it up now for you.
The Shakhtar Donetsk game.
Yeah, it's on the 6th of August. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind going to that.
I'm just thinking of that. I'm just thinking of that. That's the week before the
season starts.
Season starts. So that would be actually
a gang of us to go over. We meet Mia
kick
up
off
there
2
as well. Mia can come up for the day.
Back in the one day there. Yeah. I'm gonna have a look at that now.
Yeah, same here. And then if Mia can meet us up there, we can have a THFC pre-season day out. If Mia wants to come up and meet us, I'm sure Ellie will come down as well. And so just going stupid woolish wallies. Ukrainian people are so nice. Yeah, they all are.
Yeah,
I'm all up.
We've met a few. We have a lot of them living around us here now. I must say they're the nicest people.
I've met a few in Gory as well. And look, Philip, very quickly, your heart goes out to them for what they've been
especially
through.
See what happened last night, where 10 people killed with a rocket attack. They hit a restaurant, and I thought it was 10 people dead, and they found another body 3 hours later. Yeah, it's savage, horrible.
It is. And look, we're going to go into this on Friday, Philip. And I think why we're doing this politics stream on Friday, I think it's more. We've talked a lot about this Ukraine thing, and we've got our own views on it, haven't we? And we've never been able really to talk about it because of the football and Spurs, and you don't want to mix politics with football.
Yeah.
So that is why we're doing this. So it's going to be partly taking the piss out of Boris Johnson and Donald Trump and all the rest of them, but we're having a serious point as well that people that football is such a release to many people around the world. If you think about it, Philip, and football is a leveler for everyone, and people, you need to realize that it's such a leveler, isn't it, for all ages, all religions, all nationalities, isn't it? It really is a leveler for everything, isn't it?
It is, and the fact that Shakhtar Donetsk have still kept going after
it's
all
a shock.
I think they're based in Poland. But, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And also, this little mention, I remember we were looking for that Fulham player that was on loan from Shakhtar, and they threatened to take us to court if we bought him. I think this could be a way of saying, back off, lads, we're going to give you a few bob here, so keep quiet, and we'll do what we want with Solomon. I don't think we're going to go for him anyway, but still, whoever thought of that now is an absolutely great idea, brilliant idea.
And Jazz Fusion says, melt your stream. Have to sit down without word. Has far bigger problems than any sport. Look, Jazz Fusion, come on, have your say. That's what it's here for. We really are. Look, we really are. And then we've got viewer on Spurs as well. Just subscribe to Mia's channel, so big up Mia. Another one bites another one in the door for you, Mia. And then saying you're welcome. Philip, now these are our pre-season games. On July the 18th, we play West Ham in Perth. July 23rd, we play Leicester in Bangkok. And July 26th, we play Roma in Singapore. Yeah. Where have the pre-season games of the old, where we played everyone in England, and we used to go to Sweden or Norway or somewhere close? Do you know? Has football... Is it because we've got such a big fan base in all these other countries that they have to go out there for commercial reasons? It's
purely done to sell more shirts in the countries you're visiting. I mean, before that, about 30 years ago, Tottenham's pre-friendlies would have been against Stevenage United, Luton Town, and Dover United, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Now they're playing. Okay, I know West Ham and Leicester, but look where they're playing them. They're playing them in countries that are big into the Premiership, huge into the Premiership, and we're okay. Liverpool and Manchester United probably have the biggest fan base, but we're making a big attempt to get a slice of that. And for every shirt that's sold out there, it's more money into Tottenham's coffers. So you have to say, I know it was brought up here a few weeks ago, what happens to the poor English, the small lower division English club that used to rely on the Premiership friendlies? That's all gone now, and you feel sorry for them, but it's a hard old game. It's a dog-eat-dog game, and they're going to follow the money, and that's what the Premiership clubs are doing.
And the kickoff time for that West Ham game is 6 p.m. local time, which is 11 o'clock in the morning our time. So, Philip, our watch-alongs are back, and we're doing the watch-alongs for the pre-season games, aren't we, this season?
Absolutely.
We are looking forward to that. So the pre-season games will be all done here via our watch-along, and hopefully we're using the new system for the watch-alongs this year, so hopefully that will all work.
Hope it works.
We might as well give it a run out for where they're going to have to.
Give it a lash.
We have 94 million fans in the whole world, 2 million less than Arsenal. Wow.
There you go. So we need to improve, get that over the line. I'd say an awful lot of those are in Korea. An awful lot of them are in Korea.
Well, anyone wants to sponsor the channel? Out of them 94 million fans, you're more than welcome.
Companies with the name of Nike or Reebok are more than welcome.
And and if you can, then whoever we don't get, we can send the other one to Mia, so she can sponsor their channels. Right. We get Nike and Mia get Reebok. So there you go. That is a start and a half. 94 million fans, Philip, in the whole world. 2 million less than Arsenal.
It's incredible. And then, it's easy knowing why the stadium is full every game. I mean, the amount of soccer tourists in London every weekend must be incredible. You only have to look at the Korean flags at the Spurs games to know that, there's loads of tourists get tickets for these matches.
So, Philip, there we go. That is the end of another show. Look, we'll welcome James Maddison to the club. Absolutely over the moon. Welcome our new goalkeeper as well. More bids for Harry Kane. Well, if we get any more news on the Harry Kane news, we will bring it to you first here. So we are the home of the Spurs breaking news, so we will be on here today. I think you're around all day, aren't you, Philip?
Tomorrow, well, I'll be most of the day. I just don't know my schedule yet, but I'll be around most of the day.
You will be out later. Pulling number 11.
I'm working on something to get back at you on that.
He does. He sent me a picture one time with his big medallion and his Tom Jones clothes on.
No, he didn't. No, I didn't.
You did, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't me.
To be fair, it's a sex symbol of the over 70s and 80s and near where he lives, so we all know that.
Setting yourself up for a big fall, man, I'll tell you.
I really am. I'm not looking forward to this. And then, of course, we've got the latest Harry Winks to Leicester. If that breaks, we'll bring you that as well.
David Clark might drive down to London to bring him up to Leicester. Just make sure he gets there.
Philip, the final question I want to ask is, can Spurs refuse a 100 million bid for Harry Kane? Can they refuse it?
I actually put the wrong sign there. If that was pound signs, I'd say no.
Yeah.
Euro signs, yes, because that's only 85 million, but no, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not with the fact there's only a year left in his contract and we've no control over what he does after that. So no. I think we have to take it.
Well, the poll's been closed now, Philip, and I'll give it the latest. Are you happy with the summer transfer window? 81% said yes, 18% said no, and that's out of 53 votes. So 81.
Okay. I'm surprised.
Why do you think 18% of the voters are not happy with the transfer window?
Maybe it's because they've seen what's gone before and the fact that we've only signed one new player. I mean, Kulu, you can't really class him as a new player because we had him already, Maybe it's people that for whatever reason won't give Daniel Levy any credit for anything and just vote no regardless of what he does. So, it's hard to know. I'd be more interested to know what their feelings are maybe in 3 or 4 weeks' time, when the season starts, pre-season, and then we'll see who's in and who's not and who's out.
Who's not? Well, we have got a bit of Women's World Cup news as well, Philip. I'm going to bring this up now. This is the club, and this is the announcement of our national team, the girls that are going to the World Cup. Please, please, if you're there, please give Mia's channel a sub if you can be so kindly. It is in the link there. And also, can you do Kate's as well? Just a girl who loves Spurs, give her channel a bit of a sub as well. We'd be very grateful. And you do say you've come over from THFC Till I Die. We've got DJ Green that says, I clicked happy so far, Dermot, but these are those of us worried about wrong let. Yeah, I know. Even Dermot, I am. But who knows? Anyway, Spurs have 180 million fans worldwide. Colin Turner and Wilton McDonald. They are the ones that always complain about everything and anything. Yeah. But anyway, just want to give you this. This is the squad for the Irish girls that are going to the World Cup. Now, I don't know if I can play the sounds or not to this. I'm not going to play the sounds, Philip. So we'll just, how does it feel to have the Irish girls going to a World Cup, Philip? It's a big thing for our country, isn't it?
It's a big thing, yeah. It's a big thing, and plus the fact our Irish rugby sevens team qualified for the Olympics, male and female. So we're only a small country, but we really punch above our weight when it comes to sport. Yeah. And you look at the golfers, Rory McIlroy and Padraig Harrington, these guys. We're a massively popular and successful sporting nation.
Yeah. And even our rugby side could win the World Cup this year.
That's right. That's true. Yeah.
That's true. The girls that are going to the World Cup. Look, we will be covering the Women's World Cup on this channel, and we will be covering the Irish the games as well. And look, I think I am excited for this as I was back in 1988 and 1990 when the lads got to the World Cup. In Italian 90 and Euro 88. And do you think the country will get behind the girls, or do you think it'll be a bit different?
No, okay, not in the numbers that got behind the lads. No, but I'll tell you what will happen if they win the first game. The public interest will really peak then. They'll really start getting in. The more successful they are, the more people will watch, which is kind of natural.
Yeah.
I think the timing of the matches is going to be a little bit unfortunate. For matches at 7 o'clock in the evening in Australia will be 4 o'clock in the morning here, which is going to knock people out of their comfort zone a bit. But no, it's great. It's great to see it. It really is. And we've got an absolutely brilliant manager, Vera Powell. She's done a fantastic job. And she had a tough problem this morning. She did ring and tell 10 girls they weren't going on the trip, which is very tough to do.
Yeah. Well, look, breaking news, Stephen Kenny will be looking over his shoulder.
I thought you'd been serious there for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was going to go put on the wig and go help manage them.
Yeah. And before we end the show, this is Philip getting ready for tonight.
Well, that's me coming to your house.
And Mrs. Brady look at him thinking, what the fucking hell is wrong with you? But look, Philip, it's all in good stuff. I don't mean anything by it.
Oh, sure, no, it's only a laugh.
It's all in good. But listen, Ellie's saying sex symbol are Philip and Dermot. Can you live that down? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus. There you go, Philip. Don't even live it up. God.
Can we live it up as well? Great show. DJ says, I laugh every time I see that. I tell you one thing, that thing never gets old. It really doesn't. Danny Field, and that was great. Well, look, we're one more time for Mia. There you go. Listen, Mia and Ellie, if you're watching, can you come into the back now? Because we're going to have our channel meeting. So girls, can you come in on this link? And we'll meet you in here in a minute after the show. There you go. There's Mia's link one more time. Spurs Between the Lines. Thank you all for watching. We will be back with any breaking news. Myself, Philip, myself, and Mia, and myself, or Ellie, or even all four of us will come on. If we get any breaking news tonight on Harry Kane or whatever. But we are back tomorrow at 4 with Newsbeat. Thank you all for watching. God bless you all. Come on, you Spurs. In Ange we
Come
trust.
on, you Spurs.